From broke to boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
Mega fleets, is it actually the best option for you, or can you actually out-hustle those big guys?
I think that's the beauty of owner-operator trucking, and this is why that business is so available to a lot of people who would not have those opportunities otherwise, is because by being small, flexible, and fast. When I say fast, I do not mean the speed. I mean fast in decision making and ability to do business. I think you can outmaneuver them any day of the week, regardless of the market, because one thing that everybody thinks in a very, very wrong way is we think that the mega carriers are making all this crazy money and we paying you peanuts, when in reality it's actually a very different story.
No, yeah, especially, like, first of all, you gotta think about it. Those mega carriers take a lot of guys coming out of school, right? Fresh cats.
Yep.
And they don't get paid the best. So now there you go. So, they can take that freight at a lower rate and feed it to these guys, and here you go.
And that's the idea, because the whole machine is set up to where it's like a conveyor belt. We put you through school. This is how we fill up their driver needs. We got the big customers, such as, again, Publix, Walmart, yada yada, nationwide. Even if we make, let's say, a couple pennies per mile from every mile nationwide, that's worth doing business for them. We're not in the business to make money for owner operator. We're not in the business to make money for driver. We're in the business to provide service to big customers and big customers only.
Yeah, so I mean, to out hustle these guys, you definitely cannot be the complacent mindset, because these big boys are gonna offer like those lease-to-purchases with the dedicated lane that comes along with that, and it's a walk-away lease, so that's the cherry on top. And if that's attracting you, the problem is that, you're looking for some comfort. And in that comfort that you're looking for, man, you're not getting the premium rates that are out there. There's a price to that. You have that, but, how many times have I interviewed individuals where they finish their lease to purchase program, let's say, and something like that, and guess what? Access to that dedicated lane is gone. Because they keep it for that specific need. That's the package that they're using to recruit some individuals.
And I also think for the most part it's also just there to help them to seat the trucks, because when you look at the net revenues that those mega fleet lease purchase owner operators make, you are better off being a driver with less responsibilities.
But yeah, for sure, because that in itself becomes its own business.
Yep. And now we're just making sure we have all the seats, and it's strange, but like a lot of people buy into this, and we are investing a lot of effort into something that is only good at face value.
Yeah, because even imagine, let's kind of unpack it for a little bit. It sounds great, but they're not immune to industry, events that are going on, whether it's the tariffs or whatever, strike on the port, whatever the case may be. So if they don't have the volume for you, and then there's no load, your business doesn't have a way to adapt. There's a couple things that are wrong. Those are not spot market dispatchers. There's no relationships that exist where they can now just start moving you. And can they even move you? Because now there's a commitment to keep you at that site, because the load might be there tomorrow. So they have demands to keep a certain amount of capacity outside of the guy's window.
Yes. So to them, I think it's very simple. That one big customer, that's to them is value. You as an owner operator, to them is just like a dude with a truck. Who cares about him? I think understanding that is very important, because even, let's say, if their customer gets hit by something major, So ensures tariffs, decides to leave the area, right? Let's say it decides to shut down all the stores in a certain area and get out and give the space to some other business. Now the mega carrier is not going to adjust overnight.
No.
You as an owner operator, you can adjust overnight. Being, let's say, in a spot market versus customer freight, first of all, customer freight, you're going to do it for quite a bit less because, again, like stability aspect. But in a spot market, let's say, if Publix and Walmart shuts down today, we just all of a sudden we down today. Is that going to affect the market? Yes, it will, because those two are huge, right?
Yeah.
However, is that going to be the end of your business? No, because if you're in the spot market, there are hundreds and thousands of other customers that's gonna take that empty space right away. We're gonna move very, very fast, and use an owner operator also able to move very, very fast. One of the beautiful things about let's say spot market and dedicated or customer freight is it's not that simple to even let's say to do one load with Walmart or Publix as a contract. It can take like a week. It can take a month just to do the paperwork, all the wetting and everything else, all the prices approval,
Equipment. Yeah.
Nobody is gonna do that over one load. And in spot market, you can do that like that.
And the other thing that people don't talk about is like, so for example, when you have spikes in, volume spikes because of seasonal, or let's say all that stuff that was stuck at the port, and all of a sudden, in a couple of weeks from now, all that volume is going to come in and kick the door down. It doesn't mean you have work for the next 6 months. The name of the game is get it delivered as quick as possible. And now, because of their contracted freight or their contract, they're going to bring in a third party. They're going to bring in a supplemental carrier to address that volume. So you're going to reap a benefit, yes, but it's not going to be as long as you think it's going to be.
And you're not even going to reap the benefit, because that's when the situation is going to go along the lines like this. You, with your mega carrier, because you locked into contract rate, you're going to be hauling that freight until all that spike is being cleaned up for the same crappy rate as you always do, while everybody else gonna come in and haul it out for twice as much for as long as it's gonna last.
And they're willing to pay that not to lose the contract. What they want to prove is that they can handle the work no matter what you throw at them.
Yes. So at that point, is that customer freight that good? No, it's very slow. It's very non-flexible, and one of the beautiful things about being owner operator or small business owner is the flexibility, that you can move fast, you can outmaneuver the big boys, and you can, I would say, bring a much better return on your investment in comparison to the big boys.
Yep, it just takes you a minute to get out of that complaciveness, right? Out of that comfort zone. So
my mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna, you're running your business, and if you're making decisions what's fair or what's not fair, the philosophy of life,
wrong place.
You already lost. Like this is for hunters, for people that are willing to take an opportunity and run with that for as long as it lasts. That's just being an entrepreneur.
Yep, and then when it's over, fuck it, find a new one and keep pushing.
Carry on.
Here we go, guys. Be safe, drive safe. Put your comments below on what you think, and it's 863-342-5171.
Oh, by the way, and if you think that your mega carrier and that big contract can do better than us, come on over. We'll make some space right here for you, and let's bring the rate confirmations and everything else, and we'll make you cry.
All right, guys, be good and drive safe.
Take care, guys.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.